Hi, I'm Tony, this is Slack, welcome to Smog Vlog. Today we're going to be chatting crap about the vaping news.
Right, welcome back guys. Yeah, so it's vlog time. Typically we always pick a really awkward time to do a vlog where something is about to happen, but by the time we've edited the video it's going to have happened, but it hasn't happened when we're filming, and so awkward. And talking of which, TPD, Lord's Vape Vote, let's start with that.
Yeah, so as of filming right now, today is Saturday,
The 4th.
the 4th
of June.
of June 2016, just for accuracy's sake. Next week, between the 6th and the 10th of June, Monday the 6th to Friday the 10th, is when sometime in that period, that week, the Commons will be voting on whether to kick the TPD into touch.
Yeah, you've probably already seen our little video for the support the Lord's Vape Vote thing. Unfortunately, there's only 48,000 signatures on the change.org petition so far, which, I mean, it's an alright number, but when you consider there's well over 2 million vapers in the UK alone, you know, it's not great, and it shouldn't only be vapers voting for this. We want people who want other smokers to have the same chance we did to use vaping as a way to get off traditional tobacco.
Yeah, like we said in the previous video, it shouldn't just be about vapers. I mean, your friends, your family care about you. It should be put out to anyone who has someone in their lives that this is important to, and also, you know, smokers for the future who are going to look to quit. This is important for you as well.
But yeah, about the TPD itself, you know, 20th of May has sort of been and gone, and nothing's changed yet, which is good. Obviously got a grandfather clause sort of loitering about for up to a year, where, you know, sellers are still allowed to sell off old stock. But, you know, I've not really seen any change. We've seen some emails come out from some companies saying that, yeah, stuff's going to change, but it hasn't yet, which is good for us, you know, and hopefully this vape vote will, like, kick that out anyway, because it is nonsensical.
It's certainly not been a very organised start to the TPD. It's all up in the air. There's no sort of like concreteness. There's no... What's the word I'm looking for?
Fisting?
There's been no clear focus in terms of what we're seeing, and not very defined. Even the portal for companies to submit their own e-juice details, the chemical analysis and everything like that, is still not fully up.
Yeah, I was expecting this to be a bit more of an organised approach. I was expecting a bit more sort of, you know, draconian sort of like harsh law, you know, companies turning up being raided in the middle of the night by the police, stuff like that, you know. Well, obviously, you know, we have the grandfather clause, but it just seems like nothing has really happened yet. I've seen on some of the forums, I've seen people have their work, you know, send them emails saying that now e-cigs are being regulated the same as traditional tobacco cigs, you know, that they're included in the same sort of break rules, the same sort of room rules, banning in places and stuff. And so it is starting to sort of trickle through, but that's not really as a result of the TPD, that's more a sort of byproduct of it, really. Indirect, I think. But where we stand at the moment, you know, it's still perfectly fine to go out and buy a 100ml juice bottle or something. You're not limited to these little 10ml jobbers, which is great. And you know, you can still get tanks that are bigger than 2 mils, and it's exactly the same as it was last month right now. Obviously, as the year progresses, if the TPD isn't blocked, then that is going to sort of filter down, and will start being imposed, and people will start getting in trouble, and everyone's just going to buy their shit from China.
Buy more shit from China. Exclusively from China.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really important for everyone to get behind this change.org petition. I know that we've already reported on it before, but, you know, the more people see it, they show 10 people more, 10 people more. That's how these fucking things grow. And we need to get it higher than 48,000. 48,000 is awesome, like we've always said. I mean, even if, you know, fucking 2 people signed it, that would be great. But the more people that sign it, the more backing it gets. Get the Twitter handle running higher. Is that how Twitter works?
Sure.
I don't know. Just so that it's at the forefront of everyone's minds. If you've got the time, do the whole MP thing. Write to the MP. template is all on the change.org site. You've just got to put your details in there. They'll find who your local MP is. You shoot off a template letter. You can add to it as well if you want. If you want to add a short sort of like little thing about your vaping journey, how you started, any details, just to get these MPs on our side, so that next week, 6th to the 10th, when this all happens in the Commons, MPs have got it in their fucking mind that their constituents, you guys out there, are saying, we don't want the fucking TPD, piss off, get it out. Okay, so guys, finishing up on this, just get it shared, get it out there to everyone. If you've already done it, do it again. Yeah, it's all about getting it out there. I mean, if you've already shared it, that's awesome, but don't be afraid to share it again. I mean, we are sharing it. I've seen it come up on Facebook feeds as well, more often than not, that people who are first finding it are then sharing it. That raises the profile of it some more. That's enough of this. We're moving on now to White House pulled out FDA restrictions on e-cigarette flavours.
Yeah, so we're talking FDA. We've gone over the pond to America. Hey, America. And so much like we're going through with the TPD, America are going through a similar thing with the FDA trying to regulate the shit out of e-cigs beyond them being sort of not usable, but yeah, that's kind of what they're pretty much heading for.
Persecuting them even more so than tobacco, drugs, heroin, meth, killing. It feels like. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, e-cigs are definitely the new enemy, and FDA is the good front that is facing up to it, or some shit like that, I think they think. Anyway, in the new document that had come out, there was some wording around flavours of e-cigs, so you can't have tasty flavours in there, and the White House has just stripped that out, which is really good. It's a small step to show that actually FDA aren't going to get away with all the shit that they dream up, while they're doing whatever the FDA do. Yeah, so the original wording of the FDA rule was that there was 90 days to get stuff that had been on the market for years and years, authorised, regulated, and go through all those tests to be approved. But yeah, it was heavily focused on flavours, and the logic behind that was because children like flavour. Because once you get to an adult sort of age, 21 in America, you lose your taste buds and you don't give a shit about flavour. In England, we're a bit more sophisticated. We lose our taste buds at 18. And after that, you can't taste anything. And that's why adult things like, you never see an adult drinking a can of cola because, we just drink water. Because it has no flavour and we can't taste anything anyway.
That's right.
So obviously, flavours appeal to children and they don't appeal to adults, which is why that flavours should be heavily regulated. Luckily, the White House has just thought, this is fucking stupid, and give them a little bit of a slap. And like I say, that is good that they're just not getting away with all the shit they're trying to pull. So no doubt there will be a lot more of this sort of story to follow. But yeah, check the link for a bit more info if you want to read on it.
Okay, so this is not necessarily the final battle because, as with everything in America to do with the FDA regulations and e-cigarettes, this is a full-on war, and these battles just keep on happening. Luckily, this is a win for you guys, but there will be more battles definitely down the road before the war is won. What we'll say at this point is that if you're an American vapor and you don't follow vaping channels in America, support HR 2058 and the Cole Bishop Amendment, because that shit is good for you guys.
Another article in the same vein was National Law News or some shit like that, and the article starts, despite the growing base of literature on the dangers, e-cigarette and vaping is on the rise. Well, what literature is this? Is it Public Health England saying that it's 95% better for you than smoking? Is it the Royal College of Physicians saying that e-cigs should be given on our National Health Service? Not entirely sure what this sort of growing base of things is. If it's people using batteries incorrectly and blowing their teeth out, that's not really vaping's fault. That I'm not going to go too much into this because it is basically the same story that we have just covered. But again, check the links if you want to have a read and get angry.
Next up, an article from the Daily Caller And we've titled this article, Vapers Find Unlikely Ally with PETA.
Yeah, so PETA, or PETA, or however you want to say it, are basically going against the FDA and saying that, guys, if you start regulating e-cigs this heavily and you go do loads of testing, you're going to be doing that on animals, and fuck you. So yeah, we were sort of like, you know, an enemy of our enemy is our friend. And yeah, so hey PETA. So from the sunny climes of California, we head back over this way to go to Durham. And yeah, so Durham University has done a report that finds that children and young adults do not believe that vaping counts as smoking. Well, I mean, what that shows me is that, you know, kids and young adults are actually pretty clever, because it's not smoking. So yeah, well done. The thing I find quite odd about this article is the fact that it was actually not done by a health sort of specialist. It was done by a criminology department. And yeah, I thought, what? Criminology? Really? So Fiona Measham of the criminology department has led this study and basically thinks that children are using e-cigarettes for different reasons than seasoned smokers. And I'm going to argue that, like I usually do. Yeah, because if children haven't yet started smoking and they're going to get to that age where they are going to smoke, they're going to use e-cigarettes instead. And this is back to the argument we had. I completely agree that e-cigarettes should not be sold to children. I completely agree that they should not be marketed to children. They're a smoking cessation tool, you know, and they help get me and Tony off cigarettes, and that is great. I love it for that. However, when I was a child, I smoked. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to. I wasn't allowed to. I wasn't able to go into a shop and buy cigarettes at the time. 16 was the age you could buy cigarettes. That's since risen to 18. And, you know, children aren't supposed to smoke. Yeah, every day on my drive to work, I see kids, you know, young kids, you know, probably 12 or so, walking along the road with a fag in their hand, in their school uniform. And so children are smoking. And like we said, I do not support children vaping. However, if it was my child and I had a choice between my child smoking cigarettes and my child vaping, I know which one I would pick.
So the study finds that the majority of young vapers are attracted to vaping by, you know, the tasty flavours and performing tricks aspect of it. And that's exactly what I thought before Slack even, you know, read this article out to me. More so about the tasty flavours. And I think that could only serve as a good thing for vaping, because kids, given the alternative of traditional tobacco smoke, are going to find that fucking disgusting. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, I know it's not great, but
yeah,
it's like...
It's catch-22, isn't it?
It's the whole sort of like 95% safer, you know, will fucking kill you sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it just serves.
So yeah, here again they're talking about flavour appealing to children. I mean, yeah, but again, flavour also appeals to adults, you know. Yeah, it's so awkward. It is awkward, you know, because yes, children do like flavours. Yes, children do like the pretty colours and the awesome packaging that these things come in, but so do adults. You know, there's part of it it's sort of reliving some of it our childhood.
And some adults are just big kids who still like that shit.
Yeah, massively. I mean, cereal, you know, is like some people sort of view cereal as a children's only thing. I still have like a huge cereal collection. I actually have a collection of cereal. I have like at least 10 boxes on the go at a time, and including like loads of money spent on American cereals because they're just awesome, you know. I'm not a child. Mentally, I'm a child. I'm not a child, you know. And it is just such an awkward subject. But I don't think making e-cigs taste shitty is going to help people get off smoking. You know, it's that catch-22. The crux of the matter is there is a legal vaping age now, and children under that shouldn't be doing it. Drugs are illegal, people still do drugs. Speeding in your car is illegal, people still do speeding in the car. You need to catch people. You know, this is a criminology report. If people are breaking the law, then that should be addressed, that people are breaking the law. Market something however you want. If you need to be 18 to buy it, then be 18 to buy it. That's the crux of the matter here. Not the tasty flavours, not the packaging, not the advertising. The problem is, if a child is buying vaping stuff, then they're not allowed to, then they are breaking the law. Simple.
So that's about enough of this article. If you've got feelings about it or you've got a view on it, drop us a comment down below because we're quite chatty. So we'll chat to you about it.
Yeah, we'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this because it is awkward. It is a very catch-22 situation, and what do you think, guys? Okay, from the crazy world of Durham University, we move down to the heady heights of West Sussex County Times.
E-cigarette manufacturer forced to recall mains wall chargers for e-cigarettes over safety fears that they might be a bit dangerous.
Yeah, so green smoke AC/DC wall chargers. Oh, where the hell? Anyway, enough of that. So their wall chargers are falling apart. It's a bit cheapy, plasticky. Common if you remember the old Evo chargers out of China. Like 9 out of 10 of them, you used to plug them into the wall and they'd be nice and solid. Then you got to unplug them and only have half of it in your hand. So if you've got a green smoke wall charger, USB charger, either stick some electrical tape around it or go for the full product recall that's happening at the moment that Newmark are advising on. Only a short article on this, but yeah, just thought it was worth a mention.
Yeah, for safety's sake, we're definitely going with kick that shit out, don't do the electrical thing, we're all about safety, send it back.
Who would do such a thing?
This guy.
A bit. Yeah, so if you do happen to have one of those or know someone who does, just check the description. There's a link in there for an online sort of recall form. Yeah, one of them. I don't know. Fuck it. Next article.
Okay, guys, next up on the hit list is an article coming from WilmerRadio.com News, with an article about a Wilmer man who suffered serious burns when his battery of his e-cigarette exploded in his pocket.
Yeah, unfortunately, this feels like a massive step back in time. You know, recently we've seen these e-cig explosion articles being covered properly. I'm going to put it out there properly, where they say what the device was, they say what the fault was, and they sort of, you know, there's actually some useful information here. Unfortunately, here we just get scaremongering. So it starts off saying that millions of people use e-cigarettes. While explosions of batteries do occasionally happen, they are rare. Well, yeah. It also then goes on to say there doesn't seem to be a single reason for these failures. I'm going to put it out there. There does seem to be a common theme with the failures, and that is user fuck-ups. So this is an e-cigarette that exploded in someone's pocket. What do we think could have happened? Do we think that the on button was left on, or, you know, maybe somehow a short circuit occurred on the battery as a result of that? You know, this is... And do we actually know that it was an e-cigarette rather than just a spare battery carrying around, which we've seen many times? So again, it's back to media pitchforks at dawn, but come on guys, it feels like you've just sort of missed. You know, the horse has bolted, you're shutting the stable door. This sort of reporting has been done and it's just pointless now. Your sort of high-level scaremongering is just fucking useless. So... facts, people, facts.
Yes, while over here some reports have actually been coming in that are more accurately reported with these things. I know the Mirror did a report recently that was actually not terrible, which is good. With America, what with the FDA regulations going on and everything, and e-cigarettes being in the main spotlight, it does just feel like a lot of the news outlets are still jumping on the hype wagon as opposed to getting actual details across.
Yeah, this could have been a useful article that people could have learned from. Instead, it's scaremongering. All people are learning is that e-cigs occasionally explode and there's no known reason for it.
Just contributing to the percentages in America who still view e-cigarettes as dangerous going up through the roof due to reporting like this, which is shit.
Yeah, so as always, yeah, I feel really bad for the guy who got hurt. You know, I kind of hate doing sort of negative articles.
We feel bad for him.
Yeah, I hate doing negative articles when someone's got hurt, but at the same time, it's not about that. It's not about the incident as such. It's about the way it's being treated by the media. Yeah, this one hasn't been handled. And lastly, for the vaping news, we're going to talk about AXA, so we're going over to the BBC.
So, AXA, one of the world's biggest insurers has announced recently, it was reported in the BBC News, that they are going to stop investing into the tobacco industry and sell all of their investments, which are reportedly worth £1.3 billion.
Or 1.7 billion euros. So yeah, that's quite a chunk. Tobacco's going to feel that.
Yeah, I don't think they will. They'll have no problem reinvesting those investments. And for AXA, I think it accounted for something like 0.6% of their investment, which isn't a great deal, but it's a good kick for tobacco.
Yeah, I mean, you say they're not going to have a problem, given how harsh the regulation is and how much everyone knows about how bad tobacco is for us. Are they going to find it easy? As stuff like this keeps happening more and more, it is going to get tougher for tobacco, and they are going to start dwindling. They're already losing market share massively to e-cigarettes, you know, throughout the world. And so tobacco firms are going to be struggling. They used to be like the giants, you know, it was oil, tobacco and like guns or something were right up there, and you know, oil is struggling. Actually, the price has gone up, but only due to the fact that oil's running out. But yeah, tobacco was a big one, and now it's not going to be. You know, the future tells me that tobacco will not be a giant.
Yeah, I know we should be overwhelmingly positive, but it's difficult to be over a $750 billion industry.
Yeah, but you know, the iceberg that sunk Titanic only had a little bit showing compared to what it was. So you know, it just takes that little...
I'm not saying that it won't happen. I'm just saying it's not probably going to happen in my lifetime.
Yeah, I guess really the thing that will depend on what happens with that is TPD and the FDA. Really.
Oh, in the short term, yes, definitely. That's what we've got to look forward to. That's where we've got to steer the ship.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if TPD and FDA regulate the shit out of e-cigs to make...
No! If we get that shit kicked into touch, especially with the TPD in this country, if we get that shit kicked into touch, then we can progress with e-cigarettes and the next gen, further down the line, keep improving it, keep moving forward for all our sakes. That's where we've got to get to.
Yeah.
But as for the tobacco industry, it's been around for far too long. It's had its time, but it won't be it's not going to be an overnight sort of thing.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it'll be an overnight, but yeah, I do think it is a good start.
It won't be. I mean, they're too big. They're too invested in corporations around the world. They run too much stuff. They're too heavily integrated.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you've got fingers in all the pies, but...
And they're not going to go away because they're now starting to put fingers in fucking e-cigarette pies as well.
Yeah, but that's what they should have done at the get-go, not now. Again, it's like...
Well, it was viewed as annoyance to begin with, and then when it started fucking taking some serious coin away from them, then they started sort of taking notice.
Yeah, but they should have been on that on the get-go. A healthy alternative to tobacco that they could then sell. They should have been on it right from day one. They should have been the pioneers of it. You know, the companies with massive amounts of money to invest. You know, all the research could have been done before it came to market. Yeah, should have been done.
Yeah, but it would have been a massive investment for them.
Yeah, but if you're saying it's a £750 billion dollar industry, then that massive investment is just a drop in the ocean.
Be under any sort of illusions. Their little scenario that they've got going works well for them, which maximises returns for their shareholders and stakeholders in their respective industries. There's no real sort of like profit as such. There's not a huge chunk. You take, for instance, how much something like that would take to set up. If we're going back sort of like several years to start an e-cigarette business, that is a huge fucking investment straight away, and also to get it licensed and cleared through everything. And for them, yeah, it wouldn't be fucking difficult because they're already used to greasing the right fucking palms. So it wouldn't have been difficult for them. So, I agree with what you're saying in principle, but how would we feel? How would we feel?
What, if tobacco was doing e-cigs from right at the get-go?
Yeah.
I'd have thought it was a good alternative. You know, if it worked, it worked.
I don't know.
Yeah, they had the money, they had the contacts, they had like, you know, the power, the time to do it, but they didn't. They chose to let, you know, little tiny people round the world do, not just Chinese people, not just a race joke. Yeah, they let them do all the hard yards, and then realised that, oh shit, we're losing market share. Now we better do something. You know,
I'm quite happy that they let that happen. I'll put it out there. I am happy to be free of tobacco, not just in terms of buying their product, but giving my money to them. Because if I bought e-cigarette products and I knew that it was going back to big tobacco, who in turn were then fucking still churning out cigarettes, hurting people, I'd be a bit fucking annoyed about that. Funding big tobacco.
Yeah, funding big tobacco, if they were... But they wouldn't be the same evil company if they were working on healthier alternatives. Catch-22 again.
There's a lot of catch-22s this week, guys.
Yeah, double-edged sword.
Double-ended dildo. Alright guys, so that about wraps it for this week's vlog news. Moving now swiftly into what we've been vaping this week, I suppose.
Yeah, okay, well I'll start. Picked up a couple of random juices through New World Vape. Really, really awesome. Just took a chance, you know. First one was Murica, which is hot apple pie flavour, and it even comes in the wrapping. And I bought it purely based on that, you know. Again, this doesn't only appeal to children, it appeals to me. And yeah, it's freaking awesome. It tastes, it's like about, I don't know, 60% tastes exactly like an American hot apple pie. A McDonald's hot apple pie, and the other, it's got a little bit of a hint of something like Muffin Man in there, but there's no way as much of a harsh cinnamon hit, because I find with Muffin Man after a few hits I've sort of started feeling it on the throat. This is an all-day vape. It's just so yummy. It's awesome. Really love it. The other thing that's quite cool, while I was vaping it on the dog dripper, you get the taste around your lips, and it tastes like you get the sugar coating from the actual outer pastry. It is just awesome. Yeah, really good.
Sugar lips.
Sugar lips. Yeah, really good. And the other one I picked up was S'mores by Two Puffed, and yeah, it's really, really tasty. Very thick liquid. It only works well in drippers. I've tried it in a few tanks. Even the Clito struggles to sort of kick any flavour through it on the 0.27 coils, which is a bit of a shame, but yeah, it's so nice in a dripper. And other than that, Mango Juice's vanilla custard, which I just love that all day custardy vape, and Foz.
Craig's custard.
Yeah, vaping on Craig's custard. And yeah, Foz grape vape. I just love that candy grape. It's just so addictive. Yeah, awesome. What about you, Tone? What have you been vaping on?
So this week has been a lot of testing. I've got the Tornado in the pipeline ready to stick a build on, which has been sitting on the shelf for fucking ages, which we're going to try and get a review done on. Also RX200S with the nice vertical screen. We had a quick go on that.
Apparently.
Yeah, well, I brought it around, he used it, and that timeline has completely fucking, you know, evaporated out of his memory. What was the other thing? Oh, Sigeli 213, tested that out as well. Reviews coming in.
We're not telling them about juice though, no?
Yeah, well, you started talking about juice, and I was like, what the fuck? We usually talk about what we've been vaping on.
Yeah, juice.
Yeah, well, we start with the mods, tanks, and then end on juice.
Okay.
But that's why I was asking you what else you've got, and you just kept thinking more juices. Still digging the RAF. There's the 213. RAF is fucking awesome. I love it so much.
Yeah, I've got one as well now. And yeah, the RAF cores have a bit of a longer bedding in period than the Crown cores, but once they're there, it is just great. No spitting and lovely. Yeah, lovely tank.
Finding new love for the VCMT as well, with a dual Clapton build that I chucked on it as well, with some lovely cotton bacon that someone got for me.
Yeah, cotton bacon's pretty decent. It's not that much better than Muji, but it's a fuck ton easier to work with, because with Muji you have to do a lot of work to get it as good as the cotton bacon, whereas cotton bacon is as good as cotton bacon.
In terms of juices, I mean, I've just received an order of Tit Sauce Blue Slush, which is, you know, it's just a lovely, I love Blue Slush. You love Blue Sky.
I do, yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I had a go on Tony's, and I forgot how much I liked it, so yeah, I might have to have a go on that soon. Still waiting on Mango Juice's Blue Slush.
Yeah,
yeah,
that'll be a good comparison, Craig. Also, just finished up a bottle of I Love Cookies and progressed over to I Love Taffy.
Yeah, having just got off his I Love Donut, so he's been mad hattering it up.
You? No, you've done juice. What mods have you been?
I've gone proper old school. I've been using a Limitless clone for a bit, and I thought, I kind of want 2 batteries again, so I've gone back to the Tesla Invader 2, and I freaking love it. It's just so comfy and awesome to use, which is really cool. And also, I got myself a rose gold crown to go on my coppery looking steampunk thing, and yeah, it just looks really cool.
Hashtag matchy matchy.
Yeah, I really do. It's such a good match. Look at it go. It looks really cool. I mean, I've seriously been like having to fight with myself to not go buy monocles on eBay. Steampunk to the max. Yeah, other than that, been using my couple of DNA 200 devices quite a bit, and yeah, still loving them.
He's loving them like that.
So now we'd go across to sort of like updates on videos we've done. I mean, there's only a few that we've uploaded at the time of recording this, stuff like the EFS Loop Blue 6 and the .mod.box.com DNA 200 device. And there's no updates on them. It's just as the review. Still loving them.
Yeah, that's mainly due to the fact that we've on the ball this week, because our last vlog was like 2 weeks ago, so we did stuff.
Yeah, we did, and we've got a ton of videos coming up for you guys as well. This will probably come out before them, but we've got like E-Leaf Pico, Hell's Gate, and probably some other stuff. Smog Stick 1. I Just 2 Mini. Yeah, I Stick 200 watt. Yeah. Shit, look, see, we've just so much
We've
stuff.
recorded a lot of stuff. It's just getting time to edit it all down.
We've got stuff coming out of our ears at the moment. There's so much stuff we're definitely not going to get time to review. Also, what we might have to do is set up a little poll, see what you guys are more interested in, to let us know what to review next, sort of thing. So, yeah, check the notes, because that may happen. May not, who knows.
Yeah, we might set up a quick poll on the Facebook page and just to find out what's of more interest: mods, tanks, juice, drippers.
Yeah, and just for the record, Tony loves the poll.
Okay, usually we progress into funny stories about now. I've got fuck all. What you got?
Well, I know it's funny, tragedy, I suppose. But comedy equals tragedy plus timing. Went for a walk with the dog the other day. Chucked my get up in my kangaroo pouch in my hoodie, which I normally do. That's fine, you know. But my dog walking clothes are also my DIY clothes, and they're also the clothes that I've been chopping down a Leylandia with. And chucked it in the pocket, pulled it out, went to have a vape while driving, and promptly inhaled half a ton of Leylandia that had like been inserted into the drip tip. So, word of warning: don't be an idiot like I am.
I thought it was quite funny when I was looking through the usual haunts that I buy stuff from, and did see the old stoppers that go on the top of your drip tips, and I was looking at it thinking, who would buy such a thing? And then, you know, obviously this guy comes along and, you know, inhaling all his trees and shit.
Yeah, people like me need them. I mean, I've got one on the Smoke Stick one. It comes with like a drip tip protector sort of cover, but yeah, I never used it, so. Yeah, it wouldn't have helped. No, because I wouldn't have been using it.
It's not exclusive just to you. I mean, I've been in the situation before where I've had my mod in my pocket, and you get fluff in your pocket, don't you? And it's inserted itself into the drip set, and then you fucking in. It's like, what the fuck is that bullshit all about? Which then sort of like starts you on the path of, before you actually intake, you're like, give it a quick blow.
I mean, what better way to start the day than a quick blow?
A quick blow before you suck. What's wrong with that?
So finally, we're about reaching the halfway stage of this vlog. No, I'm joking. We're at the end. One question goes out to you guys who've made it this far. What are you looking forward to coming out? I'm still waiting for the Q class to come out, and I've just seen that the Crown 2 is imminently pending, so I'm excited about that. What are you guys waiting for? Maybe we've missed something that's not on our radar yet, so hit us up in the comments and let us know what you're waiting on to come out, so we can keep an eye on it and maybe do a review for you.
That is a fair point that he's just made. I mean, usually I have, when I buy stuff, I leave it on my email list as not read, so I usually have a stack of things that I'm patiently waiting for the postman to deliver. I'm there sort of like coiled ready to open the door at him. He's scared of me now. But I've got fucking nothing on my list. I'm literally waiting for nothing to be delivered. I've seen nothing come up for sale that is interesting me. So it's a fair point. What are you waiting for? Because I want it too, probably because I suffer from shiny-itis. I'm sorry.
Another thing I've got on my wait list is the e-cigar VT75. It's a 75 watt DNA chip powered by a 26650 battery. So single battery mods I'm not a great lover of. There's a few that have been amazing performers, but it's just that single battery profile I don't really get on with as well as something with a bigger battery, and it's just to do with where I can charge, so being able to step up to a 26650 battery, that might make a good difference to me, so I'm going to give that a go as and when I can get my greedy little hands on one.
Okay guys, so that about wraps it for this vlog. Thank you for watching. We hope you
made
enjoy.
It through.
Yeah, we hope you got to the end of it. If you did like it, please don't be afraid to drop us a like and do the whole subscribe thing, because it helps us out a lot. Also, if you'd like to follow us on social medias, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, because we are quite
chatty. And if you've got any questions about any of the news stories we covered or any of the devices or something, hit us up in the comments below or reach us on those social medias.
And also, guys, don't forget that sharing is caring. Not only share us, but also share that TPD thing and do the whole change.org thing, because that's what we need. But for now,
thank you
for watching
Smog
Vlog.
Good.
It's all up in the air. There's no sort of like concreteness. There's no, what's the word I'm looking for?
Fisting. Just put the lid back on. Don't want to put the lid on. I'll leave the lid off. Oh, cool. Yeah, PETA and Vaping.
Yeah.
West Sussex County Times. I think we just had a big lock up. Okay, from Dum Dum. Okay, from tropical Durham, we head down to the heady heights of the West Sussex. Oh fuck it, what is it? West.
It is very best goldfish.
Yes.
Oh, hold on a second.
So now we would. This is unbelievable. And other than that, it's been mango juices, vanilla custard, and fucking hell, dog.
That was good.
And other than I'm going to give you a nipple cripple in a minute.